Today I'm going to be reviewing and comparing two different in-ear monitors by a company called Visioneers out of Germany. I have their VE8, which has an 8 BA driver configuration, and I also have their Elysium, which has a tribrid configuration consisting of a dual electrostat tweeter, a BA for bass, and a dynamic driver for mids, which is a little bit of a different approach. Both of these are quite expensive, so as I review these, I am going to have to take that into consideration. So let's look a little bit closer at the Elysium and the VE8. This is Audio in Reviews. Okay, so let's talk about the specifications, design, fit, comfort, and isolation of the Elysium and the VE8. We'll start with the Elysium specifications. These consist of dual electrostat tweeters for the highs, a dynamic driver for the mids, and a single BA driver for the bass. So this is a tribrid design. The VE8 is an 8 BA driver set consisting of 4 BAs for the highs, 2 BAs for the mids, and 2 BAs for the bass. They both have a 3-way crossover. The Elysium is a 16.4 ohm impedance, and the VE8 has a 22 ohm impedance. They both have 2-pin connector cables. We'll start with the cable. The cable, I feel, for both of these is just a little bit lackluster. I think they should have used nicer cables on both of these given the pricing. The cable on the Elysium is the better of the two cables. I don't like the fact that they used plastic 2-pin connectors on the VE8. The cables are sufficient. They do the job. They're comfortable. They handle microphonics well. So let's go over the shell design of the Elysium. I love the shell design on this. The blue is very cool. I love the font that they used. I like the combination of the clear body with the cool striped shell design. I like that you can see the green driver on the inside. Overall, a very cool design. I like the shape as well. Very clean, very, very cool looking. I like the VE8. Has a pretty basic approach to this design. I love the color scheme on the outside. I think the blue with the purple is very cool. I like the font and the logo they have for the VE8. And I also love the clear body on this. I like that you can see the BA drivers on the inside. So very cool. Now that being said, on the website, there's lots of design options, tons. Some are free, some are cost extra, but I don't know which ones are which. I went through them and I know that there's some that are included and some that aren't. Now, one thing to keep in mind, now as far as fit, isolation, and comfort, only the Elysium comes in the universal option. The VE8 is only available as a custom. Now, that being said, I had no issues with fit or comfort, and the isolation of this universal Elysium is quite good. So overall, I love the design of these. Just wish the cable was a little bit better. So let's go ahead and move on to the sound now. Okay, so let's compare the sound between the Elysium and the VE8. The Elysium has a warm sound signature and the VE8 has a slightly warm sound signature. If you compare the treble, the Elysium has better treble extension because of the use of the dual electrostat tweeter compared to the BA tweeters in the VE8. Past the 10K point, there is just more treble presence in the Elysium. There's a peak at around 13K that you don't have on the VE8. So how did that translate into my listening experience with the Elysium? So starting again with the treble, because of that extra presence in past the 10K point, the treble presentation is very good on this. The soundstage is wide, the imaging is good, instrument placement is accurate, it's almost holographic. Again, the mids on the Elysium are slightly recessed and a little too much in my opinion. Not only are they recessed, I think they lack a little bit in detail and clarity. That right there is a deal breaker for me. So when I compare the mid-range of the Elysium to the VE8, the VE8 wins, and it's cheaper. So let's stop there for a second and just do a quick comparison in the mids with the VE8 and the Elysium. Again, since that's the deal breaker for me, I think we need to stop there and see what that distinction is between the VE8 and the Elysium. If you look at the graph of the VE8 compared to the Elysium, there was that 1.5K hump that is not present in the Elysium. I think because of that difference, when I listen to snares, the tuning of snares and vocals, the vocals just seem to have more body with snares. And again, me being a drummer, I always pay close attention to the tuning of a snare and the rest of the drums as well. But the snare, there's a lot of songs that I know that the snares are tuned a little deeper, and so they're supposed to have a deeper, fuller sound. And that is represented well on the VE8 and not so well on the Elysium. Again, vocals and snares on the VE8 sounded more accurate to me than on the Elysium. Now let's go ahead and move on into the bass, because I do feel like the Elysium does a pretty good job at the bass, even though it uses a BA driver. It seems a little strange to me that they used a dynamic driver for mids and a BA driver for bass. But let's move past that. So the BA driver, I think, does a very good job as far as speed and accuracy with bass. When I listen to electronic music, there is good texture, good layering. Again, it's fast and it's accurate, but it does not have the slam and the punch that I feel that it should have. It seems like it's just not quite there as far as the overall quantity of the bass and the mid bass. Okay, now we're going to talk about the VE8. So again, when we compare the treble in the VE8 to the Elysium in my opinion does slightly outshine the VE8. It just has a little more detail, clarity, and presence. However, this is no slouch when it comes to treble. It's still very, very good. So moving into the mids again, and that was the big area for me as far as what was lacking on the Elysium. What was lacking on the Elysium, in my opinion, is present here on the VE8. The VE8's mids are full, rich, so the vocals have very good presence, sound very full. Another thing again I look at is the snare drum tuning, that deep snare sound that I was looking for in the Elysium that was lacking is present here and very well represented on the VE8. And as far as bass, the bass is very, very good on the VE8. So it has great technicality, good extension, good texture and layering, and it has that slam that I felt was missing on the Elysium also. So as far as soundstage, imaging, and instrument placement, the VE8 is excellent. The soundstage is wide and deep, the imaging is accurate, and again, almost holographic. And I didn't hear any timbre issues. Everything sounded quite accurate as far as instrument timbre on the VE8. So there was no BA timbre issues on the VE8 that I noticed. So just to kind of recap the comparison of the VE8 and the Elysium, I feel like the mids were lacking in the Elysium, but very present in the VE8. Also, the bass I felt was a little too recessed on the Elysium versus the VE8. So again, I want to say thank you to HeadFi and Visioneers for allowing me to participate in this tour. I've had a lot of fun comparing these two. I also think the Elysium is a great in-ear monitor, and I love the design. Again, I talked about that in the design and specifications part of the video. I absolutely love the design of the Elysium, and the cable is quite nice too. So great job, Visioneers. Again, thank you. And to all of my subscribers, thank you for subscribing and liking my videos. Thank you for sharing them. For all of you new watchers, subscribe, like, and share my video. Have a great day.